English.
It's very easy to forget. Speak as much English as you can.
And engage in conversation with your neighbors.
Try to understand them.
Grab a newspaper, a free newspaper from a supermarket.
Order coffee.
Welcome back to another video. So it is the end of the term and it is holiday time. It is the summer holidays. Many of you will be on a 6-week to 2 months break from your classes, from your English, your ESOL classes. So now that you are off, what do? Forget about English for 2 whole months? Put English aside and just continue enjoying your holidays until you get back to your classes? Don't you dare do that. That is wrong. That's a bad idea. Actually, to be honest with you, these are your holidays and you can do whatever you like. You can spend them however you want to spend them. However, if you are a serious English language learner, then you will consider practicing English during your holidays, even if it is to a lesser degree, not as much as you would if you are in class, but you would probably still want to keep practicing because 2 months is a very long time without practicing. And we know that practice makes perfect. Consistency is important. Stopping for a long time will not help your growth. In fact, it will have a negative impact on your learning. In this video, I'm going to help you with the help of my wonderful colleagues and amazing manager in giving you ideas on how you can keep practicing your English during your holidays. Like always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Also, don't forget to leave a comment below.
So I have a couple of ideas for you to keep your English going over the summer. It's very easy to forget, as we all know. The first idea would be to write a diary or a journal in English. You could buy a small notebook from a local shop and every day write 1 or 2 or 3 sentences about what you did that day. If you can write more, better. But just writing 1 or 2 or 3 sentences about what you did that day will help you remember all the verbs in English. Second idea would be to watch TV or Netflix or Amazon Prime films in English, but with English subtitles, and try and concentrate on reading and listening at the same time. And again, that's another way of practicing your English. You don't have to do it all the time. Even just 10 minutes every day would be a great way of keeping your English fresh in your mind.
Hello, my lovely students. I hope you're enjoying your summer holidays. I know summer is a great time to have fun and relax, but it's also an excellent opportunity to improve in your English and to keep growing and learning. I know you've learned a lot of new words over the last academic year and you have improved on your grammar. So you don't want all of that hard work to be wasted and you don't want to be moved back to pre-entry when you're back in September. So why don't you engage and do and practice as much in English as you can? So maybe you should put an effort and engage in conversation with your neighbors. I know you're going to be spending a lot of time with your children, so why don't you do the word puzzles with your children? Play some word games or just go on YouTube and listen to the podcast in English. Just choose the topics that you are interested in or watch the TikTok videos if this is what you like. By integrating all of those skills, you will be ready for the next academic year. So see you soon.
Hi everyone. I know you're going on holidays, but don't forget English.
Never forget.
English is very important. Carry on learning English. And we have already talked about so many things in the class. And sometimes you say, oh, we don't have time, we don't do that. So it's important to do time management. What is the meaning of time management? Okay, so you go to work, you pick up your children. You know what time you pick up your children. You know what time you drop them. You know when to make breakfast. You know when to do dinner. So similarly, you must allocate some time for your homework and learning English. I know you go out and you try to speak English outside, but what about English at home? Why don't you ask maybe your husband, your friend, or your children to just allocate half an hour a day? Just speak English at home, whatever is convenient for you. And just say to your children, for half an hour or for 40 minutes, we are just going to speak in English. And try that and see how it works out.
To practice your English, you can do a bit of reading. So you can grab a newspaper, a free newspaper from a supermarket and read the recipes. Or you could grab a newspaper from the train station or underground station and read a piece of news. You could also use some websites. For example, Test English, which was recommended to me by my colleague Galina. It's a very good website. You can practice all the skills using that website. So that's Test English. And you can go to reading and you can choose your level. So you've got an article and then the questions to answer, and it will check your answers automatically. You can also take a book from the library. Ask for a book for easy learners.
Well, I think it's a good idea to learn English, and which I use myself to learn another language, is to go out and speak to people. And the best way to do that is if you go to markets in London. Now in the summer, London is full of markets and boot sales and jumble sales, and you can go, it's a day out, you can speak to people, you can ask for prices with the sellers, you can bargain, you can, if you want to buy, for example, a glass and they say it's £3, you can say, can I have it for £1? Or what is the best price on that? So you can practice your questions and you look around, you hear people talking, try to understand what they're saying. You can go to a cafe, have a coffee, order a coffee and practice your English in a conversation. And I think that is a very good way to learn, to get you out of the house and to mix with people and enjoy yourself. And you might go home with something you bought and you like and you're happy with it.
So for pre-entry, entry one learners, I always advise them, or advise you, to just speak as much English as you can. If you're not in an environment where you can speak English, watch English programs with subtitles, like on Netflix. Choose a subtitle for your country and then you can associate the word with the English word, which helps. Reading to your children, even having a conversation in English with your school children is really good. Also listen to the radio. I always advise listening to the radio to hear different accents, different speeds of conversation, and reading. I always tell them to go to the library, get a book, read, even though it's a few pages a day. I also advise you to journal. So a few sentences, what did you do today? How did you feel? What you liked about your day? What you didn't like about your day? Shopping, go to the cafe, order food, ask for help. Yeah, that's the main thing I would advise my students, just to keep them current and up to date for September.
Yeah, my name is Teacher Francis. Some of you may have seen me online, but I want to give you most important information about how you can learn outside the classroom. When you're walking around, notice the signs. There are plenty of billboards around with different ads, yeah? When you're traveling on public transport, such as on the bus or on the train, there are signs there. Read them. Try to understand them. Look at the language, look at the vocabulary, look at also the grammar. If necessary, take a picture of it, bring it back to the classroom. Then in the next class, we could talk about it as well. So this, I think, is a really, really valuable thing that you can actually do. And don't forget to subscribe to the videos.